So if I asked you what Barack Obama, Will Ferrell, and a guy named Darnell Woods have in common, I don't think anybody in this room could figure it out. Any guesses? Well, they've all thrown out the first ceremonial pitch at a Major League Baseball game. So what put Darnell on the same playing field as a US president and a well-known actor? Well, it all started when just a few months before throwing out that first pitch, Darnell found himself crying on a street corner outside the Salvation Army after struggling for nearly a year to find a job. After 17 years in prison, he found himself homeless and unemployed after his release. He knew that without a job, it would probably be just days before he ended up back in prison. But he was determined to find a solution, despite being told no by every employer he approached. Darnell's breakthrough came when he landed at someplace different, someplace that could say yes. It was a first step towards a better life. My name's Amelia Nickerson, and I'm the Vice President of Development at First Step Staffing, one of the nation's largest nonprofit staffing firms. First Step began with one very basic, simple observation, that anyone experiencing homelessness needed a critical thing, a job. So no surprises there. The surprise is that since the last major US recession, the number of job openings in the US actually exceeds the number of unemployed individuals. And for the 550,000 men and women experiencing homelessness, many are there simply due to circumstance, illness, job loss, simply a lifetime in poverty, have them struggling to connect with one of those 7 million job openings. This is a huge opportunity. These men and women are not criminals or high-risk candidates. They are overcoming all sorts of personal trauma, from mental illness to single parenting. They are not defined by the label homeless. They are determined, resilient, grateful, and employable. They are heroes. So when dozens of employers told Darnell no, despite having open positions to fill, First Step could say yes. Yes, we believe you can work. Yes, we see your potential. Yes, we believe you're an asset, not a liability. Yes, we can be that first step back into the workforce. And yes, we can be a first step on a path to self-sufficiency. And here's how we do it. First Step is not just another employer. We're a social enterprise. We're solving a business problem at the same time that we solve a social one. This business mindset has allowed us to become nearly 95% self-sustaining with earned revenue from business customers. Well, they have positions they need to fill, but are understandably hesitant to hire candidates from troubled backgrounds. So we serve as the employer of record, covering workers' comp and insurance to de-risk the hiring of those often deemed too hard to employ. Then we provide some critical wraparound services, like job coaching and transportation, like the 100,000 rides we will give to and from work this year. We're an important first, stable step on a path to becoming a less risky, more employable talent. We bring this business mindset to our growth strategy as well. We'll purchase an existing for-profit staffing company and convert it to a nonprofit repurposed for social good. It's a bit like going out to buy 100 existing housing units, investing money, and then repurposing them as affordable housing units, rather than just building 100 new units. It's less expensive, it's more efficient, and it uses the existing market-driven demand to drive that positive social change. So since our startup days in 2007, we've grown to employ 1,800 men and women a week, and we will pay $34 million in wages this year. Now, by this time next year, we think we'll double those numbers. And that's fueled by demand from our employers for two things: a desire to do good and a dedication to their bottom line, by providing hardworking employees who get the job done. People like Darnell, who showed up every day and worked hard. Darnell had several assignments at First Step before he started working at SunTrust Park, gaining work experience, practicing those soft skills, showing up every day on time and ready to work. But it was his motivation to work towards a better life, coupled with some coaching to help overcome obstacles, that led to him being Employee of the Month and throwing out that first pitch. Well, let me be clear. We are a first step, not a first plateau. Yes, these jobs provide dignity and purpose, creating new social networks, building self-esteem, and yes, providing that critical income to provide for basic needs like food and shelter. But that's just the first step. These jobs are the first step to something much more powerful, a life-sustaining career. For Darnell, that meant a promotion to manager, buying his first car, an apartment, and a new social network he could call on when he needed help. It's the first step to a completely new life, even if all our clients don't quite see it yet. Or as Dr. Martin Luther King once said, you don't have to see the whole staircase. You just have to take that first step. Thank you.